Welcome back to other hot takes, and the first one says that Damian Priest is giving big dog Roman Reigns vibes and should be demoted to the mid-card, and this is honestly a perfect comparison. I was thinking about Damian Priest and his current character, and there's just not enough substance, and I was really wondering, who can you compare it to? And I think the big dog version of Roman is perfect, and it is a problem. As a heel, I thought Damian Priest was great. His World Heavyweight Championship run was a lot of fun, and he also put on some great matches, but as soon as he turned, felt like things were off with Damian Priest, and it's the fact that he doesn't really have too much of a character. There isn't any character development, and I think WWE Creative needs to work on that character, because Damian Priest is a great asset, but right now he's not an asset because they're not writing the best material for his character. So hopefully things turn around, because right now it does not feel like Damian Priest should be in the main event, and even the fact that he's in the Elimination Chamber, a lot of people are putting out memes like the clown in the war meme, or this horse meme. Like, clearly a lot of people feel the same way, that Damian should be in the mid card, and hopefully things do change with his writing. The next hot take says that WWE should go all out and have Cody versus Roman versus Rollins versus Cena versus Punk versus Rock in a 6-man elimination match at Mania. They will never get this opportunity again. Just imagine if WWE actually books this match. That would be absolutely insane. It would be the biggest match of all time. It's not happening, just for the simple fact that I don't think 5 of these people are going to get pinned in this match. Also, I can't see The Rock wrestling in a 6-man match. I don't know, it's just kind of too crazy for me. I think WrestleMania is where you have the big one-on-one matches, and also I just can't see Roman, Rollins, Cena, Punk, and Rock, maybe all of them taking a pin. That just does not feel realistic. On top of that too, you're giving up a lot of other main event matches that you could book between these 6 people. So I don't see it happening, but it's definitely an interesting idea. If this was a B-show pay-per-view, like when they had that Hell in a Cell back in like 2000, I would understand, but this is WrestleMania, so I just can't see it happening. Jorge says that Cody is 100% giving his soul to The Rock. I don't know about 100%. There's a great chance that he does, but not 100%. I would give it maybe 50%, maybe 55, but I do think there's a good chance that Cody does not turn heel and someone else will take that opportunity to sell their soul to The Rock. The next hot take says that Drew McIntyre should be the one to accept The Rock's deal, and I can totally see this happening. I've seen many backstage clips of Drew McIntyre and The Rock secretly plotting, so I would not be surprised if Drew is the one who sells his soul to The Rock and then gets a WrestleMania match and goes on to face Cody Rhodes and actually beat him for the championship. That I would give a 38% chance, something like that, 35 to 40%. I don't know, there's a possibility. The next hot take says that John Cena should be the one who actually turns heel, sells his soul to The Rock, because we've had 20 plus years of babyface Cena, and it's time for something new. As much as I would absolutely love John Cena being the one who actually turns heel, because I've always wanted a heel John Cena, I just can't see it happening, especially in his last year, because right now John Cena is going to go from city to city trying to get a loud reaction, giving the people what they love, and I think him turning heel would create a problem with this retirement tour. It's a cool concept, but I just can't see it happening. This hot take says that John Cena and CM Punk should both join Cody Rhodes to form a heel faction. I'm assuming if Cody does indeed sell his soul to The Rock. Just imagine a top level faction with Cody, John Cena, and CM Punk all working together with the final boss. That would be insanity. It would be one of the coolest things ever. It probably would be even cooler than the NWO, because John Cena and Punk are 2 of the biggest names of all time, and right now Cody is the top guy. Like I said, it would be crazy. I would love to see it go down. I just can't see it happening, but this is an interesting hot take. Sam says that Homelander Cody Rhodes needs his own heel faction, and American Made is a perfect fit in gimmick terms. Look, I love the idea of Cena, Punk, and Cody all working together, but that's not realistic, like I said. But this, however, does seem a little bit more realistic, and I actually would dig this idea. Imagine Cody being the WWE champion. He's already the champion. Then you got Chad Gable going after a mid-card belt and becoming the US or IC champion, with the Creed brothers winning tag team gold. This is a pretty cool concept, and if we don't get Cena, Punk, and Cody, then this is honestly a great second option. The next hot take says that Triple H is worse than Vince with nepotism, HBK is the head booker of NXT, and then Road Dogg is writing SmackDown. Is anyone going to talk about it or what? This is a great point that you bring up. I don't have a problem with HBK booking NXT because it's been on fire with him in that head spot. But as for Road Dogg, he did not do a good job in 2017 through 2020, so I don't know the logic behind putting him back in that position. Road Dogg should not be writing SmackDown. If anything, it's the worst thing to happen to SmackDown, and I watched the last few weeks and it has not been great. So hopefully Triple H gets him out of that spot and we get a better writer, because that has been ruining SmackDown and I think it will continue to do so. Rocky Cena 4126 says, I hate the new look of WWE, the small stages and the unbreakable announce tables. Alright, there are some things I don't really like with the new look of the WWE. I'm not a fan of the mat being blue on SmackDown. I kind of like the black mat on Raw, but I don't know why SmackDown doesn't do the same thing and have a black mat. As for the small stages, I have no problem with it, because that means that people are buying tickets behind the stage, and I'd rather have a jam-packed sold out crowd than having a big stage taking up a lot of space. And the unbreakable announce tables does suck. I don't know why they would do that. The announce table breaking has been one of the best spots in the last 30 years. I don't know the logic behind eliminating that. We gotta bring back the old tables in my opinion. While it does look cool, I'd rather see a table break. Sam says that Drew McIntyre needs a long run with the WWE Championship. It's overdue at this point. I totally agree. I think Drew should have been a champion by now. I think he should have been the World Heavyweight Champion instead of Gunther, if we're being 1000% real right now. I do think there's a chance he does beat Cody for the WWE Championship either at WrestleMania or a pay-per-view shortly after. Brennan says that Drew McIntyre should dethrone Cody. He's earned it more than anybody, and it's about time that he gets credit. And like I just said, I think it's going to happen. If not Drew, I think that John Cena is going to be the one who dethrones Cody, or maybe even Randy. There's so many possibilities with people who can dethrone Cody, so Drew is definitely one of those guys, but he's also competing with John Cena, Randy Orton, and other guys like that. The next hot take says that WWE made a mistake not keeping the World Heavyweight Championship between Drew, Seth, and Punk's red hot rivalry. I 1000% agree. I love this hot take because I think Drew versus Seth versus Punk would have been the best storyline right now going into WrestleMania. It would have been easily a main event on the first night of WrestleMania. Why they didn't do this, I don't understand. SummerSlam, you had Punk and Drew feuding. You could have stretched that out with Seth Rollins. I don't know why they didn't do it, because to me, Drew, Seth, and Punk sounds a lot better than Jey versus Gunther. JS Production gives us 6 hot takes. The first one says that the Bloodline story is rinsed. Even the word pisses me off. I gotta say that I agree with this one. The Bloodline story has got to end. At WrestleMania, we gotta see Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa, and that is when the story should come to an end. The second hot take says that John Cena has taken his last year as a joke, and that's also another hot take I agree with. What is the point of this retirement tour? What is the point of hyping this year up as John Cena's last year ever when he doesn't even show up? It is kind of upsetting to see. Hopefully things do change as the year goes on. The third hot take says that Roman Reigns is a diva. I don't even know what this means. I don't think Roman's a diva. He doesn't really complain too much. Does he have storyline power? Probably, but that's Roman Reigns, so of course he's gonna have that with Paul Heyman. The fourth one says that CM Punk is a better heel than a face. His mic work as a face is mid. I would say his mic work as a face in WWE is mid, but in AEW, his mic work as a face was really great work, so I don't know why that's not translating to the WWE. If I had to guess, it might be the writers. The fifth hot take says that one day they should do a TNA invasion angle, because why not? I think TNA does not have the talent to do that on the main roster, but I'd love to see TNA invade NXT. That would be a fun storyline. And the last hot take says that Raw and SmackDown should not be over 2 hours. And if you've been watching me for the last whatever years, you should know that I totally agree with this. I do not like 3 hours. I do kind of like 2 hours and 30 minutes, but 2 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes should be the max. The next hot take says that LA Knight deserves the push that they are giving Jey Uso. Knight deserves better stories and needs to be in the world title picture. And I might get some hate for this, but I kind of agree. I think LA Knight has had people chanting his name since 2022, and they have not done a single thing with him. They gave him a US title run, but that came to an end very quickly for a terrible Shinsuke Nakamura run. I don't know what the WWE is doing, but hopefully things do change with LA Knight, because I think he should be a world champion. I'm rooting for him to win the Money in the Bank this year. Rendier says that LA Knight should have won the Rumble. If WWE was going for a shock winner, why not LA Knight? He is so damn over and deserves a world title. Alright, I just said that LA Knight does deserve a main event spot more than Jey, but this just would not make sense. Jey Uso has that storyline with Gunther that's been building for so many months now. LA Knight winning would just be totally random, so I'm glad that did not happen as much as I do like LA Knight. This hot take says that John Cena versus Rock 3 should happen. As cool as that does sound, I don't really think it should happen just because I want to see Rock versus Cody and Rock versus Roman. Those are the Rock matches I want to see. We've already seen Cena and Rock 2 times. And as for Cena, he's got to face Randy Orton. He's got to face CM Punk. He's got to face Drew McIntyre. He's got other people to face. So as cool as this is, I don't think it should happen. D. Ellis says that the Paul Heyman favor is a cheap plot device to fix whatever they messed up regarding the storyline. They have no idea what that favor is, and I think they did have an idea before The Rock came back and kind of just screwed up all the plans. I don't know if that's for the better or not, but yes, I do think now they're going to try to use it as a plot device to fix whatever The Rock did with the storylines, but I do think WWE had an idea before. Brooklyn Knight says that wrestling fans are sometimes way too impatient with storyline developments to conclude that certain PLEs are going to flop. WrestleMania 41 is a good example of this. I would disagree with this hot take because just for the simple fact that WrestleMania 40 around this time had so much hype. You got The Rock and Cody feuding, you got Roman and Cody feuding, you got CM Punk with Drew and Seth, and I just feel like there isn't that same hype this time around. Hopefully things are different at WrestleMania 41 and things do pick up, but I think it isn't fair to judge us for feeling that there's no hype because there really isn't. JD Block says that this WrestleMania will go down as one of the best WrestleManias ever. Mark my words. I am marking your words. We'll see. I hope you're right because that would be great for me and all the other fans, but I guess we gotta wait and see. This hot take says that Roman Reigns is low-key the savior of WWE in the modern era, similar to Stone Cold in the Attitude Era. And let me say this, I do think Roman was the savior, but right now, the fact that he's such a part-timer who barely shows up, I cannot make this argument anymore. It's getting to the point where it barely feels like he's even on TV. The guy wrestles like 2 or 3 matches and shows up maybe a total of 5 or 6 times. That is a problem. I really hope that Roman Reigns becomes a full-timer because right now I think WWE is missing their top star. Like, this is getting worse than Brock Lesnar. Blessed Hope for Mankind says that Sami Zayn is better in the ring than Bret Hart ever was. Look, I love Sami. I think he's a great wrestler, but he's not better than Bret Hart. I think Bret Hart is a top 4 wrestler of all time. I'm sorry, Sami's just not in that list right now. I don't think he ever will be, to be honest with you guys. The next hot take says that Orton in 09 was a better heel than Roman Reigns. And I'd say yes, because a lot of the people in the crowd have been cheering for Roman over the last 4 years during his heel run. As for Orton in 2009, everybody hated this man so bad. Like, literally nobody liked Orton. He was up there with some of the worst people in the world. Football Magic says that AJ Styles should win the WWE Championship one last time. AJ's great. I love him. He's still got it in that ring, but I don't think he should be the champion. We got other people waiting to win that championship. If anything, I would not mind AJ winning the US Championship or something like that and going on and having bangers on a weekly basis like John Cena did in 2015. Christopher A99 says that MVP should have become a world champion. He was SmackDown's hottest free agent in 2007. I can't agree with this. I think MVP in the US title picture was great for him. I did not see him as a world championship material kind of guy because you had Batista, Edge, Randy Orton, The Undertaker, all those other guys definitely were more of world championship material than him. Blazingville says that it's not Tiffy time, it's 1:29 p.m. And I'm sorry, but I gotta let you know that 1:29 p.m. is also Tiffy time because it's always Tiffy time. This hot take says that we don't need Logan Paul. I don't get the hate for Logan Paul. I think he's a great wrestler. I actually like him a lot. I love the fact that he also gets insane amount of heat. The guy generates a great reaction. People hate him. It's fun to boo him. And then he goes on and puts on a banger. I have no problem with Logan Paul at all. And I actually think he should be a WWE champion in the future. And the last tweet we have is not a hot take, but it's a funny tweet. It says, I almost died. A robber came into my house with a loaded gun and aimed it at me. Luckily, Jey Uso highlights were playing on the TV and he suddenly started watching and fell asleep. Thank God. Look, Jey Uso is not as bad of a wrestler as people say. I think he's pretty decent. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's this bad, but it is funny to see that. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. I'll see you all in the next video.